Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, there is a lot going on in the K-pop world. Some of it exciting, some of it frustrating, and some of it just downright controversial. We're diving into everything from disturbing concept photos stirring backlash, Aespa addressing criticism over their recent live vocals, Kiss of Life suddenly pulling out of KCON LA 2025 after ongoing controversy, WONYOUNG getting hate just for standing out again, Blackpink's new world tour title freaking fans out, and the surprising return of former LE Seraphim member Garam. Like I said, there's a lot. So if you want to stay plugged in and never miss an update, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you're always in the loop. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right into the mess, the music, and the madness. Let's kick it off with something fans have been waiting on for literally years. Red Velvet's Irene and Seugli have finally announced their return as a duo, marking their second ever mini-album titled Tilt. This was officially confirmed through SM Entertainment's channels, with the release date set for May 26th. Naturally, this had fans beyond excited, because it's been almost 5 whole years since their debut as a subunit with Monster back in 2020. So yeah, it's been a while. But what started off as a celebration quickly took a sharp turn. The concept photos that were supposed to hype fans up, well, let's just say they did, but not for the right reasons. Instead of praise, the images sparked major backlash online. Some fans even went as far as calling the teaser photos disgusting. A lot of the controversy stems from the sexually suggestive symbolism in the images, especially one featuring an open oyster filled with pearls. That specific photo caught a lot of heat, with some interpreting it as a direct visual metaphor for a woman's private parts. Adding to the fire, the pearls in the oyster had the phrase "Take Me Too High" written on them, which people speculated could either be a lyric or the title track name. Regardless, the interpretation stirred a lot of discomfort. Now personally, and maybe I'm just not on that side of the internet, but that oyster and pearls photo didn't immediately scream anything sexual to me. I honestly thought it looked a bit strange and maybe even intentionally uncomfortable, which in my eyes made it stand out in a creative way. It felt unique. But of course, when it comes to K-pop visuals, uniqueness can be a double-edged sword. The rest of the concept shoot didn't calm the storm either. The duo posed in bedroom-themed settings, wearing outfits that netizens claimed were too revealing. And I just have to say this, Seugli is 31. Irene is 34. They're grown women. And let's be real, their main fan base is not made up of children. So why is it always an issue when a woman dares to show skin? It's the same recycled outrage every single time. Then came more criticism when fans alleged that some of the images were referencing BDSM. To be honest, that's a stretch. The photos looked more like a power struggle or artistic wrestling match rather than anything remotely BDSM related. They literally just look like they're fighting, but in a beautiful fashion editorial kind of way. But despite the artistic angle, the photos went viral on Korean community sites like The Coup, where one thread gained over 80,000 views and hundreds of comments. Most of them weren't happy, calling the images inappropriate and accusing SM of going overboard. As of now, the company hasn't released a statement, but they've clearly responded to the backlash behind the scenes by quietly removing the infamous oyster photo from all social media. No public explanation, no clarification, just poof, it's gone. Fans, of course, noticed immediately and expressed sadness over what they felt was an innocent photo being misinterpreted. At the end of the day, the reactions to this concept are very mixed. If we're being real, the majority of online feedback has been negative, but I still stand by my thoughts. Regardless of what people are saying, the photos were visually stunning and creatively bold. That uniqueness is probably exactly why it caused such a strong reaction in the first place. So, what do you think? Were the photos too much? Or are people just overreacting? Now onto Aespa, who recently found themselves in hot water, but not for something you might expect. Known for their consistently strong live performances and stable vocals, Aespa has always impressed with their talent. With a new comeback officially announced for June, fans were excited to see the girls slowly return to the spotlight after their last mini-album dropped back in October. But before the comeback hype could even begin properly, Aespa ended up making headlines for something more unfortunate. The group performed at the Hongdae University Festival on May 16th and were immediately hit with a wave of criticism for what many said were poor live vocals. Now, anyone who's followed K-pop knows that singing live is always a hot-button issue. Even veteran idols have their off days. So when Aespa, one of the top groups in the industry, gets dragged for one performance, it honestly feels more like haters waiting for a chance to pounce. Because let's be clear, while some parts of the performance might have sounded off, other clips from the same event show them sounding completely fine, stable even. That's where things got suspicious, and fans weren't buying the narrative that Aespa just suddenly forgot how to sing live. Many pointed to possible technical difficulties, and they might be onto something. something, especially since viral clips show both Winter and Giselle visibly trying to get staff attention, pointing to their mics, clearly signaling that something wasn't working right. Still, the criticism continued. In response, both Winter and Karina took to the fan platform bubble to express how upset they were. Winter apologized directly, saying, "I'm doomed. I messed up the live broadcast. I'm sorry, Hongdae." That kind of message really shows how much pressure these idols are under. Even one less than perfect moment, and they feel like they've let everyone down. Karina also shared her side, saying, "I'm really upset. At least the rain stopped, thank goodness." She even admitted that if the fans hadn't cheered and her members weren't there, she might have cried on stage. That hits hard. All in all, Aespa handled the situation with a lot of maturity, and I'm just glad they got ahead of the narrative before the hate spiraled further. So what do you think? Was this just a case of faulty mics, or are people reading into it too much? Now moving on to the controversy magnet of the moment, Kiss of Life. This group has been dragged through the internet lately following a live stream gone horribly wrong. I'm not going to dive deep into every detail, we've all heard it by now, but in short, during Julie's birthday live, the group was accused of mocking Black and Mexican culture. Not only did it come off as incredibly tone-deaf, but the two apologies that followed didn't help. They were aimed more at fans than the actual communities they offended, which only made things worse. It left the impression that the group didn't really understand, or even care, what people were upset about. Since then, Kiss of Life's image has taken a serious hit. Support for them has dwindled, and many now view them as problematic. But just when things started to settle down a bit, KCON LA announced on May 16th that the group would be withdrawing from the 2025 lineup. Although they framed it as a mutual decision between KCON and their agency S2 Entertainment, the timing was a little too convenient. It's hard not to assume that the mounting backlash played a role in the decision, and honestly, I think pulling out was the right move. Let's be real, if they had gone on stage, the crowd could have turned hostile. Booing instead of cheering, that would have been humiliating for everyone involved. Again, this isn't me defending them. What they did shouldn't be tolerated. But from a strategic standpoint, it was the smarter call. KCON's official statement read, "Regrettably, after careful consideration and thorough discussions exploring all avenues for participation, KCON and S2 Entertainment have mutually decided that Kiss of Life will no longer be participating in KCON LA 2025. We sincerely apologize to the fans who were looking forward to their performance." This announcement went viral immediately, hitting over 4 million views in under 24 hours. Reactions were split. Some fans accused KCON of giving in to online bullies, while others praised the decision, saying problematic idols shouldn't be on big stages in the first place. What do you think? Should they have been given a chance to perform, or was KCON right to remove them from the lineup? Now let's talk about WONYOUNG. Yes, again, the girl can't breathe without someone finding a reason to hate on her. This time, it's over a Tommy Hilfiger campaign. WONYOUNG was announced as one of the ambassadors and took part in a photo shoot alongside other models for the brand's Tommy Girl campaign. 5 women in total, all styled in Hilfiger outfits, posing for the promo. And yet, some netizens said WONYOUNG looked awkward or out of place. The common argument? That the foreign models looked natural, while WONYOUNG looked too much like an idol. Personally, I don't see it. I actually felt like this campaign suited her really well. Her outfit reminded me of her group's Kitchura. It had that same youthful, fun vibe. Plus, let's not act like it's weird for K-pop idols to stand out. She is a K-pop star. Of course, people are going to zero in on her. Some think she stood out because she didn't match the concept. I think she stood out because she's recognizable. Fans are going to focus on her regardless. But all the women looked amazing, and honestly, WONYOUNG is out here working with major global brands. How is that not something to celebrate? Do you think she stood out in a bad way? Or are people just trying to hate once again? Let's move on to Blackpink, because there's been a major update. While the girls have all been thriving as soloists, Rosé's Apt going crazy viral, Jisoo's Earthquake, Jennie's Like Jennie, and Lisa's Moonlit Floor. But fans have been begging for a full group comeback. And just recently, YG confirmed the name of Blackpink's upcoming world tour, Deadline. Yes, Deadline. A very ominous name that immediately sent fans spiraling. The poster is giving dark, edgy, mature vibes, but many noticed how similar it looked to their past branding. Others found the title ironic, like, Deadline? Really? What kind of message is that supposed to send? Some fans are worried it might be hinting at disbandment, especially since we've seen almost no signs of the group preparing for a proper comeback album. It's been more solo this, solo that. So now people are unsure. Are they coming back as 4, or is this just a farewell tour wrapped in slick branding? What's your take? Is Deadline just a name, or a hint at the group's future? And finally, let's end on a potentially exciting and emotional note, the return of Kim Garam. After years of complete silence following her departure from Ellie Seraphim due to bullying accusations, fans believe they've found her on Instagram. The account is under the name Garamanly, with no profile picture, but the display name says Kim Garam. And yes, there are never before seen photos of her, which are now circulating among fans. It's a huge moment, especially because she's managed to stay relevant all this time without even being online. Personally, I'm happy to see her slowly stepping back into the light. Whether she returns to music or not, it's just nice to see her out of hiding. Do you think this is the beginning of her return, or just a soft step towards something new? And that wraps up the whirlwind of the past few days. Also, quick side note, I finally made an intro for my channel. It's short, but it took me a while, so I'm proud of it. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep up with all the latest K-pop news, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And just a heads up, if your comment is rude, malicious, or spreads misinformation, it will be deleted. This is my channel, and I want it to stay respectful and reasonable. With that said, that's all for this video. Catch you in the next video. Bye.